just said, keep your hands out of your pockets, put the weapons away.
Right.
So anyway, hey, we're going to get going to a commercial here. You want to catch us on the next hour, switch over to the Sports Circus webpage, and you'll be able to catch us on the next hour. So you're listening to the Sports Circus, and we'll be back after a few short messages.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Santa is trading in his sleigh and cruising to town with a 4-on-the-floor, 350-horsepower machine.
Ho, ho, ho!
Join Santa at the Tri-City Shopping Center at the 10 and 210 in Redlands this December 3rd, starting at 3 for our annual Santa Cruz Classic Cars Show. Mrs. Claus and her friends will be on hand with delicious and mouth-watering bacon-wrapped hot dogs. Come out and try an assortment of dishes, including Thai and Mexican food. Not to mention, we'll have live music and DJs in the mix for this special Santa Cruz one-day holiday event. Come out and watch our parade of the best classic cars in the Inland Empire. And, of course, we'll have a special appearance by the Jolly Man himself, Santa Claus. So watch out and not cry. Don't pout, and I'll tell you why. The Santa Cruz is coming to town December 3rd at the Tri-City Center in Redlands at 3 p.m. Brought to you by KCAA and KQLH Radio. For more info, call 909-475-7787. That's 909-475-7787. Handcraft your holiday gift giving with a visit to the Harvest Festival Original Art and Craft Show at the Pomona Fairplex, Friday through Sunday, December 1st to the 3rd. Shopping gets personalized with the discovery of more than 24,000 handmade American art and crafts from hundreds of artists, with strolling entertainment, an interactive kids zone, specialty foods, contests, and more. Visit with the artists while exploring their unique creations in jewelry, clothing, ceramics, hand-turned wood, photography, blown glass, seasonal home decor, ornaments, and countless others. Bring canned goods for donation and get $2 off your already low admission. Kids 12 and under are free. Visit harvestfestival.com or call 925-392-7300. See you there.
This is Dick from Carpet Masters. Carpet Masters has been serving the Inland Empire for over 60 years. We are locally owned and operated by the Stevens family. We not only clean carpet and furniture, we clean many loose rugs, including Oriental rugs. Oriental rugs are cleaned in our modern facility where the fringes are cleaned by hand, then hung in our modern facility to dry. We do not use steam cleaning to clean your fine furniture. Furniture is cleaned by hand using the same absorption cleaning used in the White House. Some furniture we bring into our plant to clean properly. We normally use 2 men on each cleaning job using the extraction method. There is nothing that will clean carpet better for our customers. Our job is to clean properly with quality first. Google Carpet Masters San Bernardino and give us a call, or go to carpetmasterssocal.com.
Hey Ryan, do we have any beer in the fridge?
Nah, I thought you got some.
The game starts in 5 minutes.
And you drank the last beer at midnight on Friday.
I wish there was a place that delivered beer.
Yes, I'm Captain Crafted. I'm here to bring you beer. That's Captain, C-R-A-F-T''D. Why? Because there's no E, just a D, as in deliver, because Captain Crafted delivers.
That's right, the Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business with great prices and deliveries of your favorite beer, wine, spirits, water, ice, and mixers. Did I mention their great prices? That's CRAFTDBEER store.com or Fred Crafted Beer Store on Facebook.com. Make it easy. Google Redlands Beer Delivery. Look for Crafted Beer.
Crafted Beer Store in Redlands is now open for business, and I'm here to deliver.
If you're looking for a full or part-time sales position and you have radio, TV, or print media experience, KCAA has a great opportunity waiting for you that pays the highest commissions in the market. KCAA is the only station in the IE that broadcasts on 3 frequencies, so advertisers receive 3 ads for 1 low rate. This makes KCAA a must-buy for every local business. If you're interested in a sales position with us, call 909-885-8502 or email CEO@kcaaradio.com.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
Welcome to the 90 Degree Show, the sports center for college marching bands, where we recap the ultimate battles from this weekend. And now, here's our host, the Phantom Podcaster himself, Joe Beard.
All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 90 Degree Show, presented to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, SAY Marketing and Promotion, blocksusup.com. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Joe Beard. Happy to be of service for you. We appreciate all those listening through iTunes, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, our website, our blog, or watching us on the KCAA radio website, or on Twitch TV, or wherever you are on the interwebs. If you are driving in your car or listening to the TuneIn app, or you got just a radio at home and just listening on 1050 AM, 102.3 FM, and 106.5 FM out here on the West Coast. All right. Thanks for listening. At the end of the broadcast, if you decide you like the show, then we appreciate a donation to the network. If you feel so in your heart, of course, just simply go to themarchingpodcast.com and click on the donate button. Help improve the show and help build our scholarship fund. And you can also go to themarchingpodcast.com to see the video of this very show after we are finished broadcasting. And to catch up on our podcast, click on the Listen and Follow tab of our website and click on the channel that you prefer to listen to the show. Again, tonight's show is brought to you by Block Band Music and Publishing, SAY Marketing Promotions, and blockusup.com. We hope you enjoy the show. First, I want to give a shout out to all the people that donated to our cause, helping the Marching Podcast get to this platform, and we welcome you to the show. Let me say hello to our outstanding panel of experts. We are one down this week, but we should be back full strength next week for another interesting conversation, I am sure. But first, let me say hello, of course, ladies first, representing the great Morgan State, Miss Bridget Bell. How are you doing in this podcast?
How are you and Rashad doing tonight?
We are doing well. We are doing well. Thank you for being on tonight. And the one and only Mr. Prune Juice himself, the owner and founder of Block Band Music and Publishing, representing Hampton University. I was trying to say university and the illustrious at the same time and ran it all together. So university and the illustrious Rashad Waters. What's going on tonight, brother?
What's going on, man? I'm probably taking up a little bit more space on the screen than I did before with celebrating Thanksgiving on Thursday and Friendsgiving on Sunday. So probably, it's not your screen, it's me.
Yeah, I feel you. I ate a whole lot. This was definitely different for me. Y'all know me. But this year was definitely different, so all I had to do this year was eat when I was out and about and with, places where I was. So, yeah, I definitely probably gained about 20 pounds because it was the bomb. It was the bomb. Yeah, we went up to Santa Maria to see my in-laws. Oh, speaking of my family, hello, Kennedy and Alonso. What's up, Kennedy and Alonso? And hello to my wife, Adriana. We went to see her father's side of the family in Santa Maria, like just north of Santa Barbara, and it's really nice up there. But, yes, show got my eat on. Now, Bridget is like Food Network. Bridget wears many hats. She's also like an outstanding chef. So absolutely. I'm sure you got your eat on, and I'm sure that you were also eating as well. Did you do the damn thing, as they say?
I had about 30 or 40 family members that come up from everywhere: Georgia, Alabama, Florida. So I did all the major cooking. I own Southern Belle Delight. That's my catering company. And so it's my honor to be able to feed my family. And so I had the spread laid out. If you're on my Facebook page, go look at the spread. I laid it out for them. And because I cook, as most good cooks are, when you cook, you kind of are eating too. So I didn't really eat at Thanksgiving dinner, but I ate later on. You know, I was kind of full by the time it was time to feed them. I couldn't really eat it, but it was great watching the family enjoy all that good food.
That's good. That's pretty exciting. That's pretty cool. I knew that you cook a little bit, so I'm sure that you had a nice little spread. I did see some of the pictures on Facebook, so y'all go check out Janelle Bree. Y'all check her out. She might not accept you, but if she does, go ahead and check out the spread. It'll be the bomb. So glad to have you guys back this week. Our beloved Sister Parks, a.k.a. Christy Walker. I think she said she just got back home, but she was up kicking it with P. Diddy and Bad Boy and them up in New York. And the Today Show. The Today Show. Yeah, up there with the NBC. So shout out to NBC. Shout out to the Today Show. Chrissy had a really funny picture. I can't remember what it was, but she's like posted with her face on the other side of somebody's shoulder. So that was really
she's cool. Like over Al Roker's like shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. That was a pretty cool picture.
Yeah, it was. So shout out to her, and we miss you, and we'll be looking for you next week. The phone lines are open tonight, so make sure you call into the show at 888-909-1050. This week, we talk about the most intriguing battle, and of course, that is, to all us familiar with the craft, is the great Bayou Classic, pitting the human jukebox of Southern University against the world-renowned marching band from Tigerland with the rolling bass drum. Y'all know who I'm talking about. So that would be really exciting. You guys make sure that you call in tonight, and we want to hear from you and how you did, and get your 2 cents on the topic. Lastly, before the break, I want to bring attention to my T-shirt I'm wearing today. This today now is Bull City Music School in Durham, North Carolina. Started by my classmate, Janetta Hopkins. She was... we chopped it up with her. You guys make sure you check out Chopping It Up with Janetta Hopkins. But she was my classmate in 97 at Jackson State. I met her because we all started as music majors. Well, let me rephrase that. I started as a music major and could not cut it because it was like off the chain. But she survived and now used her own ingenuity to start her own school. So you guys check out that interview because it's really good, because it's really interesting how she actually started. And definitely we want to have more people exposed to her story. And check out her website, bullcitymusic.com, where you can get one of these shirts. It's a nice shirt. I have to say it. I like the material and everything. So you guys shout out to her. And then I have to give another shout out to the Rogers Brothers. I had their shirt on last week, but today is their anniversary, and gave a shout out to us because we showed them love last week. So shout out to them. Again, keeping it all together because we all we got. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
We all we get.
You know what I'm saying? So check out that, and much love to everyone. Before we dive into the Great Bayou Classic, we're going to take our first break, introducing a new little timer. Because, you know, I listen to y'all, and I'll be paying attention to the clock. Got a new little timer tonight. So we'll see how that works. Especially when Christy comes back next week, we'll see how the timing goes. But we'll take our first break and listen to our great sponsors. You can email the show at marchingpodcast@gmail.com, tweet us at marchingpodcast, or follow our blog 4.themarchingpodcast.com. And we'll be back after these messages.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
Hello, this is Kelly Charles, an educator from Houston, Texas, and a very proud graduate of Grambling State University, the place where everybody is somebody. I'm looking forward to sharing with this listening audience all of the great things about my experiences in the field of education. And of course I have to talk about the world-famed Tiger Marching Band. Finally, shout out to my sorors of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. You are listening to the Marching Podcast Radio Network.
Band directors, have you ever found yourselves in this situation? Showtime is quickly approaching. Your budget is quickly disappearing. Your music choices are narrowing. The equipment condition is wearing and your stress level is mounting. Stop what you're doing and contact Block Band Music and find out how we've got you. Check www.blockbandmusic.com, providing music, equipment, gear, and accessories to show style, core style, and traditional bands worldwide.
The source for fair and factual information on your favorite college bands, blockusup.com. Well-written articles, in-depth band performance analysis, helpful resources for band directors, fun band-related topics, and exclusive interviews with some of today's brightest and most talented leaders of college marching bands. Visit us at blockusup.com, the meeting place for band fans and band directors.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
All right, we are back, everyone, and we are ready to talk about the Bayou Classic. I saw the video with, again, Showtime Webb. Showtime Webb is just off the chain. Dude is everywhere, or I don't know if it's just him. He's got a team, but I'm sure we'll chop it up with him in the spring. So, super cool that he did the live stream of the halftime show. And, of course, they say live, so it's like going on at the same time. So that was exciting, and that was new for me to see that. So shout out to him. He's doing a good job. Also had a lot of people still not on Twitter and the social media in general, but Twitter or just social media in general, hopefully all our HBCU bands or all bands start to get their own handle on Twitter. Stop using the school's name, because that's not hot. When we put out the episodes and we tweeting out stuff, we want to make sure that you are getting the credit so we can hype up your mentions. The Marching Podcast will definitely do that. So make sure you get your own Twitter, get on Facebook, get on IG, get on Instagram. Get on everything so we can show you love, and I'll make sure that I will, like I said, pop your mentions up. But I was able to, of course, get on and tweet out to the Human Jukebox, but Grambling still is using Grambling 1901. So you band staff at Grambling, create the world renowned or do something so I can start giving you props and not giving props to the entire school. Love Grambling, but just trying to, give props to the school. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. I got my new little PTI timer here. Pardon the interruption. That's my favorite show. And they always time the stuff. And I get into what y'all are saying. And so we definitely want to try to time it and leave it open for people to call in. So we'll give everybody 4 minutes to give what they say. And I'm sure that we can do that. And it'll work out pretty good. All right. So let's talk about, I asked y'all last week, y'all want to talk about the Battle of the Bands first or the halftime?
Battle.
What you think, Bridget?
You know what? If Rashad want to go with the battle, I'll talk about halftime.
Okay. All right.
We can talk about different things.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Rashad, I will give you the mic first to talk about the Battle of the Bands again. So this is similar to the Florida Classic, like we talked about last week. The event is so big, and again, if you have not been to a Bayou Classic, please try to get there. It is definitely an experience of a lifetime, and it's been like that for a while. They were broadcasting on this very network on NBC for years. They were on the national channel. Now they're on NBC Sports, I believe, similar to what we are here, and it's a really, really good event. And shout out to all those Gramblingites and all those southern folks out there, because it's a really, really good event. But they also have a Battle of the Bands the night before. And it's different than the Florida Classic, because the Florida Classic has them all lined up like on a field, like on a small field. This time, this battle is everyone sitting down and facing to the crowd so they can crank and, do their thing, and the crowd gets all of it, okay? So, Rashad, I will give it to you, brother. What did you think about the Battle of the Bands?
And just checking, you got me coming back for halftime as well, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
After the break,
right.
yeah, we'll switch it up. So I'm gonna hit the 4 button.
I always loved the Battle of the Bands, man. I mean, it's been going on for years and years and years. My first time remembering seeing it was 1997. I just thought it was so awesome. You know, both bands in the dark or with the lights there in the Superdome, selling tons and tons of tickets. I've been to one before, and it's just an amazing event. Getting into the event, talking about the entrances, there was no comparison there. Gramblin's band is a lot more interesting coming in. I mean, they've got great announcing, and the drum line was having a party. Southern, on the other hand, like after their first entrance, like honestly, their drum line just kind of puts you to sleep with the jump, chow, chow. You know, like, okay, dude, like going to sleep. That was it for Grambling, because from then on out, at least for the next 45 minutes, it was Southern show point blank. Congratulations to Southern for getting a license plate. I thought that was awesome.
Dope. Yes.
Real quick, I just want to say that normally Southern wins it. I mean, it's not really normally Southern wins it, but a lot of times Grambling is in there. They're hanging with Southern. They just can't really match Southern when it comes to the capabilities of the overall band. This was not that weekend. Grambling, in the first 45 minutes that I saw, they get absolutely slaughtered. And I think the difference is that Southern is a much more consistent band. When I say that, I mean they're consistent over the years. Pretty much you're going to get the same Southern every year. Sometimes they're louder, sometimes a little bit more out of balance, but it's the same. Grambling, sometimes you get a really good Grambling, sometimes the Grambling is not so great. I don't know what happened to them this year. The playing was not good. The intonation was really, really bad. The attacks were really bad. I don't know who's doing arrangements for them this year. I mean, I was not impressed by Grambling this year at all. So Southern, for the least, I got all the way up to like 14 songs, and Southern pretty much took everything. I really want to say real quick before we go, a lot of times when we talk about Southern with broad strokes. And by that, I mean that we look at the fact that they crank and they play really, really powerfully. And we just say, they're just that type of band. And we don't give them any credit for anything else. I want to say that Southern actually does spearhead a lot of things, particularly in that swag style. A lot of times when it comes to the swag style, you have limited use of trombones, and by that I mean you get them playing melody at the beginning, but then after that they're just playing chords. But that's not how Southern is starting to do that. They're starting to get away from that. They're doing some interesting things with the trombones, dividing them up in harmony during some of the melodies. Some of the stuff they're doing is actually just as interesting as a lot of the North style or some of the Upper Miak bands are doing. Plus, they actually have the mellophones actually playing the melody, which is something that in the SWAC, the mellophones, if they have the melody, they almost always are playing it with the trumpets or baritones or someone else. But they played He's Mine, and actually the mellophones had the melody, which in the SWAC, it just does not happen. So I have to give props to Southern for doing a great job of kind of spearheading some of the things that's happening in the SWAC right now. Again, one-sided battle with Southern.
Wow, that was excellent, Rashad. Excellent analysis. You have 40 seconds left. that was great. That was outstanding. Here, let me reset this. Real quick, you talking about spearhead and stuff. The license plate, woo woo. Like I mean, that blew me away. I love the fact there was another video where they kind of highlighted that, and you saw it up close. He was a state representative there in Louisiana from Southern. And then, like he said, I'm taking my alma mater all the way to the courthouse. And I loved that this is now another way where you can support the band. So now you're going to be rolling around Louisiana and seeing Louisiana tags and then the human jukebox on it. So, like, now I want one in Mississippi.
Can't get that,
What'd you say, Rashad?
I said I hate that the rest of us can't get that. I would love to rock a jukebox.
That's what I'm saying. I want one for Mississippi. If there was one in California where like I could pick a band or like something like that, that would be the bomb. But definitely you talking about spearhead, and I thought that was dope. And he said that they were on iTunes and on Google Play. So talking about spearheading things, I really said that. He said that like at the very end.
Yeah, because they have that song that's out. True Southern Girl. They had that song that they kind of came out, that True Southern Girl song. That's actually a cool little song. I had to give them props on that one. I like the song.
So
you thought it was talking about you. That's why you was happy about it.
Hey, come on here.
So that's what's up. And Bridget, I will give you the floor right quick. I think today is Founders Day for Kappa Kappa Psi. So
my brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi, happy Founders Day to the brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi. We hope that you enjoy your day. And absolutely.
Another, somewhat of many hats again. Bridget is TBS, Tau Beta Sigma. So again, that is something else that she. So I wanted to give you a little highlight for that. But yeah, shout out to everybody that's got an anniversary, holiday season, Jesus' birthday, everything right now. Just shout out to everybody. All right. So yes, Bridget, you say you wanted to talk about the halftime show first.
Yeah, let me talk. I'm going to piggyback off of Rashad just a little bit. I agree with his analysis. It was clearly a Southern battle of the bands. Southern clearly kind of took that. I'm going to kind of spin this a little differently. Last year when we talked about the Bayou Classic, I don't know if you remember, we talked a whole lot about sponsorships and money and all that stuff. Do you remember us talking about that, Joe?
Yes.
We talked a whole lot about it. And let me tell you, I don't know if they were listening to the show or if they were already kind of on that kick this year, but we saw it kick into gear. So last year we talked about NBC not showing the halftime, and I talked about, hey, it's all a money game. We're losing halftime because of money. We need sponsorships. We need this. We need that. Really outstanding job to Southern University and Grambling for this sponsorships they were able to secure. So I know Southern Dancing Dolls had something going on with Pantene hair products, which fall in line under PG. They kind of gave a shout out to Procter and Gamble. Yeah. For that. So they have a sponsorship. They were sponsored by Procter and Gamble, and Grambling was sponsored by Crest. That's really outstanding. That's the direction we have to go in if we want to keep halftimes at the forefront. If we want to see halftimes, and NBC, outstanding job showing and promoting that halftime presentation for both bands. The license plate thing is just another part of that. It's really not that hard to get. Churches get them here all the time. I understand everybody's excited about it. I wasn't really hype about the license plates, pardon me for not being so hype about it, but because I know that, sororities have it, fraternities have it, universities have it, churches have it. I mean, dog and cat associations, they can get the license plate. Just you'd have to have a certain number of people to petition for it in your state, and you can actually do the same thing for your school. But that is an outstanding promotion for Southern University. And I was going to mention the whole thing about the song, the True Southern Girl. If you haven't downloaded it from iTunes, check it out. That's a kind of cool song. And on Southern's media page, they actually have the video of them shooting that song kind of with the gentleman. I can't think of the name of the guy who they're singing with, but it's actually a cool song. So great job to Southern and Grambling on that. And so as I go into halftime a little bit, I gave Southern the Battle of the Bands, but I'm going to shock you. I'm going to give Grambling halftime. Oh. I thought Grambling had a better overall presentation. We have to talk about this whole thing about is if dance routines are becoming obsolete. I really feel like they are. They're just not doing it. You have to realize we have a generation of kids who just don't dance and a generation of people who just don't get it. And so Southern did the typical Southern thing. They did their promotion. It's kind of like the thing we talked about with FAMU. They did their thank you, Procter & Gamble. Thank you, Tony, who gave the money. Thank you, this person, that person. They did their typical Southern thing. I kind of was in a debate about the star drill. I've seen that before from Southern, and they're one of the bands that can get away with doing the same thing over and over again. I keep saying that. They'll keep bringing it back every couple of years. Stars, circles, squares. They're going to do the same thing. So I wasn't really feeling it. And then they did something in their dance routine. I didn't get it. It must be a Louisiana thing or something, because I didn't get what they were doing. I didn't know the song. And I think they kind of lost some of the crowd too. So I don't know if you all knew what they were doing, but they kind of lost the dance routine. I think they kind of lost the crowd. Whereas Grambling, they still move too much for me. I feel like as a three-ring circus, I don't know what to look at. And so I kind of lose Grambling sometimes. But overall, I thought Grambling drilled very well. I thought their presentation was clean. Their dance routine actually got more house, believe it or not. I thought they connected with the crowd a little bit more. On the field, I thought they had a better sound, a better presentation overall. So I actually give Grambling halftime, shockingly, because everybody expected Southern just going to take it. But Grambling actually did a nice job for halftime.
Okay. Wow, Bridget. You have 6 seconds to spare.
Let's go. That 6 is powerful. I'm a number 6. That's a powerful number.
Yo también, as they say in Espanol, or me too, as they say in English. I'm a number 6 because 6 is on the bomb.
6. I didn't know that. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? You know, tail dog, everything. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, 6 is on the bomb. So real quick, you said something that made it interesting about halftime. I really love that Southern did the P and G because really to take all the words that you said, I think that was important. And I think Rashad has said that over the last couple of years. If we could actually start putting the stuff on the field, then there's no reason to go to a commercial. If we start making the Pearl or the Pantene shampoo come out on a girl head or something like that on the field, then we don't need to go to a commercial. So I love that they did that. I actually like Gramblin's drill and how they like marched and then they like went back for 2 steps and then like turned around. I really like that. But yes, they move way too much. And their signature move, kind of like with us and the Tiger Run On, is when they get on the ground and they kick their feet up, and they kick their head up. That was, I'm not going to lie, that was, I don't know, something about it got me excited this time. I saw on Twitter that the Undefeated said that Grambling got more house, which was a trip. And it was like, okay, the Undefeated even said that. So I noticed that. I personally felt like Southern kind of mailed it in on a dance routine. Like, they go out there, and then it was like, hey, trumpets, what you gonna do? And I didn't really know what they were doing. The second group, I literally did not know what they were doing. It seemed like they were all doing their own thing. And then I guess the third group was the trombones or something like that. I literally felt like they just mailed it in. I mean, I really wanted them to maybe at least do the halftime score and maybe do the boxes. That would have been better than what they did. I was kind of disappointed. I gave Grambling a halftime too, even though they had the bass drum out there. And even though poor girl, I'm not even here to make fun of anyone because I saw it the first time and I laughed. Okay, I saw it 2 times and I laughed. But on the third time, I was like, okay, maybe she got like dehydrated or something. There's a clip for all the people that don't know. There's a girl in the back, and she was like falling. She just fell over. And then like tried to get back up, fell again. So, of course, you know all the Southernites let them have it. And pretty much they're going to be talking about that for years. And who knows, that might be in the Jumbotron showing all of their mistakes like we did. But I thought that Grambling had just a better show, and they always do that Louisiana, and you don't know what he's saying, and whatever they doing, they were putting their foot in and out, like, you know, the hokey pokey a little bit, and they went crazy. The crowd went crazy. So I kind of gave it to Grambling too, because I was just expecting more from Southern. As far as the drill goes, I like the star, but it wasn't the star drill I wanted to see. And I remember at the Boombox a couple years ago, they had like a different star where it started out in a circle. And they started out in a circle, but they like rotated, and it was like a moving star. But it was a different star drill a couple years ago that was really, really hard. And I think you, Rashad, said that Ohio State or some other band did that drill first.
Not Ohio State, but somebody else. I don't know that they did it first, but I know that they do that as well.
Right. So I thought that it was surprising. And then real quick for the Battle of the Bands, just let me say this, and I said this over and over again on the show. When you bring God into something and Jesus, I mean, you know, we all love God, you know, praise his name, you know, but when you do it in a show, it kind of made me feel like you scared. Because, I mean, who gonna boo that? You know,
right?
Southern came out and said, we got a license plate, y'all. And then Grambling was like, let's bow our heads and let's say a prayer together. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh no, Grambling. So I didn't like how they did that. Then I didn't like how Grambling ended the Battle of the Bands. Like Southern went out with a bang. You know, Do What You Want or whatever the song is, however they, you know, with the umbrella, you know, with the umbrellas and stuff. And then Grambling came out again with like another gospel song. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Just leave like God and all the other stuff like out. And then they even started the show where it was like, oh, we give a props to Fats Domino. And all the people that passed, it was just like, oh, man, you bringing me down, man. You making me feel like you scared of Southern. You know what I mean? So I actually gave the Battle of the Bands to Southern because I just thought they were just outshowing them. It was just all about showmanship. Then they had Mia X come out there, and I don't really care for people singing over the band, but it was exciting. You know, it just went along with stuff. Really didn't care for, of course, all the singing, a lot of tuba breaks, and I think one time Gremlin tried to do like Bia Bia, and then they just cut out, went to like another song. You know what I mean? I was like, what exactly are y'all doing? The play calling is a little bit off. I didn't think they was ready for that, or they knew that they was about to get crunk on. You know what I mean? Looks like we'll take a break. I'm right at my 4 minutes too. We'll take a break because we are already after the 30-minute part of the hour. And if you're listening, you're welcome to call in at 888-909-1050 and want to see what you guys think on the opposite side. So what Bridget thought about the Battle of the Bands and what Rashad thought about halftime. So we'll go take our break and we'll be back after these messages.
Your host, Joe Beard, and the 90 Degree Show will return in a moment.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? This is D'Anthony Smullen, proud alum of the school where everybody is somebody, Grambling State University, and you're listening to the 90 Degree Show on the Marching Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. This is Joe Beard from the Marching Podcast. Is your school, club, or organization looking for high-quality decorated apparel to outfit your students, staff, club, or team? Tired of the same old boring white t-shirt? Are you in charge of the upcoming fundraiser or special event, but don't really have time to troll the internet for ideas or compare products? SAY can help with design and product selection. We can even assist with ideas on conducting an effective fundraising program. SAY can help you save time and get your message heard. So call 1-800-975-3156. SAY Marketing and Promotions.
Give your brand a voice.
The Marching Podcast Network is a network of podcasts with the purpose to inspire, educate, and show positive images in our community. Our network produces podcasts about college marching bands, business, health, finances, college preparation, spirituality, instrumentation development, along with one-on-one interviews with strong role models in our community. Looking for a podcast network that educates and inspires to make our world a better place? Then listen to us. Check out our website at themarchingpodcast.com. Tweet us at Marching Podcast or follow our blog at blog4.themarchingpodcast.com. The Marching Podcast, changing the world through positive interaction.
And now, more of the 90 Degree Show with your host, Joe Beard.
All right, we are back, ready to talk about half time of what you guys thought. I wanted to say something I thought about real quick with Gremlin. They love that GS. So was that Kappa side? Do you guys know that it seemed when they started that, it was like a good half of the band rode out and it was doing like a little hop for that GS. I think that, I guess that was just who that was. But
it looked like them, but I really couldn't tell. It was girls and guys out there, so it looked like it might have been their KK Psi and TBS, but I'm not sure. I know they have a Tau Beta Sigma chapter. I don't know if their Kappa Psi chapter is active or not, but that's what it looked like. I agree with you. It did look like that, Joe.
Yeah, it did. So I know that they get crunk about that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I know. Telling about that GSU thing, man. So I really love that.
Right.
So Rashad, well, I'll switch it up this time. Bridget. I think you did halftime first, but what did you think about the Battle of the Bands? And I'll start the clock here.
I'll go back with Rashad. I agree that Southern did Southern, and for Battle of the Bands, it works very well for Southern. Southern they're very consistent. You can't outdo what Southern does if you're trying to do what they do. I think Grambling has some arranging issues. I agree with you there. Their arrangements were not very good. I'm thinking about their arrangement to Take Me to the King. That arrangement struggled. I don't know if they just didn't know it or it's just the arranging style, but I really think it was the arranging style. There was a lot missing within the arrangement. So I feel like if Grambling had better arranging, then they'll be fine. You don't have to necessarily do what Southern does, and I need bands to know that. When you play Southern, don't try to outblow Southern. Don't try to do what they do. That's their style. So whatever your brand is, go with it, but be good at your brand. I don't think Grambling was good at their brand of playing their brand of performing, which made all the difference in the world. If you ever been to that Battle of the Band, it's so interesting because you have the bands, both of them kind of in your face, and Southern naturally going to get you hyped because they're really loud. I don't use that C word, but they're really loud. And their sound is all in your face. And so it kind of gets you excited. So they're going to kind of take the crowd because non-musician crowds, they kind of get excited about the hype. But if you're not going to do that, then when you play, you have to play well. And I just didn't think Grambling played quite as well as they could. I think they have better potential. I think change their arranging style. I think they have some better potential. But I wasn't impressed by Grambling during the Battle of the Band. It's so funny because there's some footage of them marching out. I don't know if you saw that. And so their band director is like, 270. Did you all see that?
Yes. That's
he
all over the net.
That is so funny. I kind of feel like Grambling gets up for Southern, but Southern just does Southern. They don't get up for Grambling. You know how some bands get up for other bands?
Yeah.
I don't think Southern I don't think they really get up for Grambling. It's like something they have to do. But you can see
Right.
Grambling like really, really wants it. They like really want the attention. But I didn't see that they're trying to get up for Southern, but you're just not quite there yet for the Battle of the Bands level. Now, they got with them for the halftime, absolutely. But when it came down to the Battle of the Bands, clearly Southern, it was a Southern night, definitely.
Outstanding. You had 90 seconds left. Boy, this timer is just on point with us, y'all. Outstanding. One thing I wanted to say about what you brought up, and I forgot about myself, was definitely the arranging and the tempo of some songs. They played Call Tyrone, and it was either like it was off. And then the one thing that really tripped me out was I was about to say Stay Woke Again, but they played Redbone, and that was really, really slow. Like it was not how it's supposed to sound at all. So that made me feel like that hurt them too in the Battle of the Bands. Definitely, I don't think Southern gets up for them. That's probably why I saw what I saw on the halftime show. They get up for the boombox.
Absolutely.
They definitely do that. So I wish there was something, maybe they'll work out where Jackson State can come into the Battle of the Band. No, I'm just playing. I should do that. Now, I love you, Grambling. No shade. Rashad, man, what did you think about halftime?
All right, let's take apart this halftime show in 4 minutes here. Let's start with Grambling. That's who I watched first. The drum majors, man. What in the world? Bro? These guys were not tight at all. The Grambling drum majors have been a whole lot better than that. Now, once they got to the whistle blow and everything after that was in sync, but before that, work on it, guys. I thought it was a great move for Grambling to advertise and form crest on the field. Grambling and Southern did the same thing, though, and I really would like them to work on that. I personally like it a whole lot better when all the letters form at the same time. So you don't have any clue of what's coming, and then boom. You don't even have a clue that anything is coming, and then boom. Versus, oh, I see there's an S and a T over here. What is that over there? I don't like that delayed reaction. I want everything to form. As far as their marching is concerned, I thought Grambling march how Grambling marches. They're not precise. I like that move that you were talking about, Joe, but they are just not precise in their marching. It's just not a bit when you line up everything that's of importance to Grambling, being tight with their turns in particular. If you notice that, if you look at the show, their turns are never solid. They're never boom, like their march, and when they turn, they can't get out of the hole. They have to take another couple steps in order to get out of that. The Dance Girl song, The band actually wasn't dancing as much as they normally do. If you watch that for a good portion of it, they're marching, but they're pretty much in place. It's not to the very end that they start doing a lot more of their signature moves. I got to give them credit for maybe listening to some of us on that. And I did like how the two squads of trumpets came in from the sides at the end in order to position themselves for the dance. Also, I thought their balance was pretty good. The trumpet section was not getting destroyed like a lot of bands are in this day. Man, their dance routine, high energy, man. I mean, it is great, and that's what Grambling does. Again, going back to those priorities, dancing is high on the list of Grambling's priorities, and they did a fantastic job of that. Again, they did the Grambling with those legs in the air, and the crowd went crazy, man. To me, it really seemed that their whole show was focused on that. So it was a very high energy show. I don't know if the jury is out as far as the whole two MCs type of thing. They had two MCs. I kind of think I could have gone with just one, but maybe the two MCs did get it kind of hype. I'm not sure. But anyway, it was a very exciting show. It just wasn't the cleanest show. Go to Southern, complete difference. Exciting drum major entrance. In the Stone was precise. They performed. They made PNG on the field. Very precise. I thought it was a great sound during the Dance Girls. Excuse me. Great sound. They moved to Wishing on a Star and did the squad. I love how the outer squads kind of come in doing that move in order to do that. I love that. But I'm like Bridget, I'm really tired of seeing the circle drill and the star drill. But here's the thing about it. It's one thing to see it over and over again, but it's another thing that they do it well. I mean, they kill it every single time. So I got to give them credit for that. Dance Girl song. Dance Girl song, I think it was called Shell Shock or something. They did a great job with that, I thought. Going to the dance routine, they made Turn Up on the Field with the arrow pointing up. That was cool. They started off really well, and then it went flat. They destroyed it.
Yes.
They had sectional dances. They brought out the trumpets. I thought the trumpets did a good job. Like, they all had 3 straight lines, and they were doing some leg stuff, and I wasn't sure if my legs would move that fast. But then all the other sections, like you said, Joe, they mailed it in. It was terrible. And this is the second time I've seen that. And Southern, stop doing that. Like, stop. It's terrible. And you're a much better band to just get to the Bayou Classic of all things, probably one of the most televised events, the event that most people see more so than almost any other thing that you do, and just drop it on the dance routine. Come on, guys, keep it going. I thought that Southern had the better show. No, let me take that back. I thought Southern was clearly the better band. They had the cleaner sound. They were much better at marching, but their dance routine paled in comparison to Grambling's. So I thought they still took the victory. I don't think that the hype dance routine just makes you have the better show overall when you weigh everything together, but it wasn't as one-sided as I'm used to seeing. I think it was a relatively close victory, and if Southern hadn't been as clean as they were, it would have been possible for Grambling to take that win.
Yeah, the only reason why I gave it to Grambling more was because I liked the drill that they did, and I mean, it looked nice, and it wasn't bad. And I honestly think if Southern did the star drill, the one I was looking for, it would have probably made it a little bit even. But just like you said, just like we already said, Southern, I don't think Southern gets up for them, so that's probably what they put together, and it's something that they probably know that they can do really well. So they executed it. I'm glad.
Joe, did I have any time left on that?
You were 8 seconds over.
But I had 40 seconds in the hole before, so
right.
That was good.
So there you go. It accrued. So you were straight. But
if before the show is, if we get the chance to talk about the dance routine stuff, I would love to go back to Bridget's comment if we have time.
Yeah. Okay. And I think we will, which actually works out really well. I'm glad that you brought up the word that Grambling spelled. Why was the S so little? Like what? Like the S felt like it was smaller than the rest of the word. So that was agitating to me, especially when they had people on the top and the bottom of the word. Like they probably could have cycled half of both of those lines and made sure the S was the same size. But it's hard for Grambling to beat Southern drilling. I mean, that's just something that's going to be very difficult. It's hard for most bands to beat Southern drilling. So, yeah, I thought that that helped them, that hurt them a little bit. And then, like you said, I don't think they danced as much. during the dance routine. But just like Rashad said, Southern, stop doing that. Grambling, stop it. Stop now. Because it's like give the girls their due. You know what I'm saying? Let them do their thing. I don't think that they did too much, like where they used to be like spinning and like high fiving, but they kind of like moved side to side, and then like at the end they kind of like was putting their horns up at the end, so they kind of toned it down. But still, Grambling, you guys need to just kind of relax. And
it's that Ringling Brothers mentality. So Ringling Brothers had the 3-ring circus thing going on. You didn't know what to look at.
Yes,
like they had 3 different things going on. You're looking at the elephants, you're looking at the clowns, you're looking at the running dogs or whatever. I think Grambling, I kind of feel like that when I'm watching them. I don't know what to look at to focus my attention on. And notice even Ringling Brothers had to get rid of that, because here come Big Top Soul Circus, where there was one central act and it worked very well. And so Ringling Brothers kind of lost their whole crowd and everything else, because everybody's like, oh no, I like this much better. I like that style. It's the same thing with Grambling. They are doing too much. They moved a little less, but it still was way too much movement, and it does distract from what the young ladies are doing their dance feature, and just overall, like the band is just doing way too much. Like, stop and play. And I think it'll actually help their playing as well. If sometimes you just go ahead and stop and play while they're dancing, focus on the music.
That's right.
See, for me, I can't hate on Grambling for doing that. I agree with a lot of things that people say about that. But if I ever saw a Grambling show and Grambling wasn't dancing while their girls were dancing, I'd be like, am I looking at Grambling? Like, that's just, to this point, that's just what they do. It's just who they are. And it's one of the things that makes them, good or bad, it's one of the things that makes them stand out from other bands that just, because everybody else just stands still while the girls are dancing. So I can't really take too much away from them for that.
Yeah, they usually stand still because, like, they sound a lot better. And so they're not worried. No shade, Grandma, I love you. But that, I mean, it's a fine line with that. And that's tough because it's kind of like with getting on the ground and kicking up with the white shoes. Like man, they got that in everything. You know what I'm saying? And the drum. I mean, right. Somebody had a joke and they were asking if the dude that pulls the drum in the front, is he on scholarship? Like, definitely is. Are they actually giving out a scholarship to that dude? Because I do it. You know what I'm saying? But Rashad, you said you wanted to say something about the dance routine? We got time to talk about it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just dance routines in general. So this is something that band heads have been talking about a lot. So I think there's two sides to that. Number one, I think it's mainly band heads that are saying that dance routines are obsolete. I don't think that crowds think that. I think that we think that because we see bands all the time. We see them week after week. We see them year after year. And we see a lack of originality and a lack of creativity. And from that standpoint, we are not really excited about dance routines. But I think crowds in general, if you look at the common denominator, I think they're a whole lot more interested in seeing us dance than they are in hearing us play. I mean, if you go back to the parades, anybody that's been a band director, if you know that you are taking your band in a parade, what they're going to say is break it down. And then you tell the crowd, hey, we just broke it down like 9 steps ago. And what they're going to say is, no, break it down right here. Like, they want to see bands dance. So I think that's mainly a band head thing. But I think the problem with dance routines is that there's a lack of study. And that's something that we spend a lot of time with and in Block Band. I don't think a lot of bands go back and they watch videos of themselves or other bands doing great dance routines and saying, hey, what worked here? What got house right here? What is it that we did? What is it that band did to get house? And how do I put those elements in a sequential order that's going to tell a story that's going to get the crowd hyped? I just kind of feel like most bands just kind of say, here's a hype song, here's a hype song, here's a hype dance. And it just kind of just throw it all together, and it's just whatever comes is whatever comes. Versus, to me, just to give you a quick element, with Block Band, one of the things that we talk about is like adding certain beats. Like, for example, at the end of a measure, giving enough time for the band to put their instruments down. Give one count for the band to put their instruments down. I don't mean on the ground. I'm talking about take them down from a playing position to carry position. Because if you don't do that, the band can't start dancing. Like, the first count, they're focusing on putting the instrument down. Second thing is you don't need 4 counts in order to change the tempo. You only need 2 counts. 4 counts kills a dance routine every time. So these are the little things that bands can think about. If anybody wants to call me, and I'll school you on some of the things that we are talking about in Block Band in order to create the very best dance routines that we can. These are some things to think about that will begin to put dance routines where they need to be as a very, very important part of the show.
Excellent, Rashad, I think I disagree with most of that. I really think I disagree with most of that. I think crowds want to see outstanding shows, and that does not necessarily mean a dance routine, but it also doesn't necessarily exclude a dance routine. So I think your show concept dictates whether or not there should be a dance routine, where it should be placed. Right now, HBCUs are doing the same thing. First drill, dance a girl song, maybe a concert selection dance routine. It's so rigid that it's boring. And we're seeing the same thing over and over again. So it's the structure of the dance routine. But when we're seeing bands kind of switching it up, you're seeing a better crowd response. I'll give you a great example. So Miles College at Queen City, they did something like a dance thing a little bit in the front, but they ended their show on a very high note doing their concert selection. The crowd went crazy, mainly because it was a great show overall. So I think the show has to flow in itself. But yes, we are losing them with the dance routines because we're doing the same thing over and over again. Why? What's the point of the dance routine at this point?
Okay.
We can add movement in the beginning or anywhere else in the show, but where it's placed is kind of a problem right now.
So we got a call on the line. The Edge One of the Edge One Productions, Garrett Edgerton himself.
What's up, Garrett?
What's up?
What's up, Garrett? How you doing, man? Thanks for calling in.
I'm good. Joe, you keep
Tell
talking
them to
about...
stop doing the sectional dance, Garrett.
Joe, you keep talking about the star drill. Well, everybody keeps talking about this star drill. Nobody has seen this star drill, the one that we're doing now. The one that we did 7 years ago is different than the one we do now. Now, the staging, Joe, you keep talking about the movement. You're talking about the flower drill that we did last year at Jackson State. The staging is the same, but we made the petals of the flower last year and they moved. This year we went straight into the star. This is a new star. This isn't the old star that you used to see a few years back. You know, I just had to say that.
Okay, appreciate that. Break me down, because I have...
That's a theme and variation drill? Is that what you're telling us? Is theme and variation? Theme and variation is still the same thing.
The staging is the same going into it, but we made a star, and then we made a star this year, and last year we made a flower. So
yeah, I was actually going to call you and actually ask you about that before the show, because I just remember I liked the one from a couple of years ago. It was still, of course, precise. But yeah, I just remember that one you guys did a boombox. Maybe it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
No, it was last year.
Okay.
Last year was the first year.
And I was like, dude, I was tight. You know what I'm saying? I was really excited to see that one. And that, to me, that means like that's like a home run hitter. Like if Southern do that drill, it's like who else gonna beat that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm glad that you're doing well. You guys have actually taken it a step higher. I got a couple minutes to give you some props with all the things you're doing. The little logo on YouTube, when you guys see it come up, it's like a little breath of fire. And then the logo come up. And Garrett's doing a lot of stuff too with like slow-mo. And I done seen a lot of people biting your style, brother, with the camera on the horn. You know what I'm saying? Like that, I done seen some people trying to bite that. So, man, really proud of you. You guys check out Chopping It Up with Garrett Edgerton. Garrett was still in school when we chopped it up.
I surely was. That was 2012. That was a while ago now.
Yeah. So now he's graduating and doing big things now. So, yeah, we appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate it. And then thank you for clearing that up with the star, because I just remember it was dope. And it was just different from last year. But thanks, man. I appreciate it.
No problem at all. Hey, great show. I love it.
Thanks, man. Thanks
for all your help, Garrett.
No problem.
Tell them to stop doing that sectional dance.
See,
it looks better. If you watch our video, it looks better from our video.
It does. It does look better on Southern's. Southern media is better, but you have to realize the crowd is not seeing Southern's media. The crowd is seeing it from the angle that we're seeing it from.
Yeah.
But that's tight. That's tight. I appreciate it. We got the 2-minute mark from the engineer. Rashad, do you want to say anything in closing before we get off? Oh, I'll give you 1 minute.
1 minute. Oh, man. Gosh, I wasn't prepared. I was waiting for Janelle to say something, and then I could rebuttal. Now, man, I just said, I know what I want to say. Man, the Bayou Classic is always something special to me. If it wasn't for the Bayou Classic, there wouldn't have been a prune juice or a flashlight or me being in the Hamptons band or me even being on this show. It was seeing Southern University in 1993, them at the Bayou Classic, and seeing this trombone player hit the yard line, and he threw his horn up, and he went one way, and his shako went the other way. Man, I was like, man, that is what I've got to do for the rest of my life. And that changed me, because I was a core style guy. And when I saw that, I didn't know anything about a show style band, but that changed my whole life, man. So Bayou Classic, I love it, man.
That's what's up. Bridget, 45 seconds.
I'm switching gears. I want to give a shout out to Morgan State University, who are doing their indoor marching band show this Saturday. Check them out, msuband.org. If you're not doing anything, any high school seniors, they have a great promotion for recruitment going on also. But check out Morgan State. We're celebrating our 150th year of Morgan State University, and the band show is going to be outstanding this Saturday. Check out the Morgan State Band Show.
All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you guys